The Rickey, Smiley morning show.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
All right, y'all, Rickey, Smiley morning show. We got the one and only Bakari Sellers on with us this morning. Bakari, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey. How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling good last night. I didn't even turn the TV on until late last night, and it's crazy because when I did turn the TV on, my mouth dropped because I just knew that red wave was coming because historically, that's what usually happens during a midterm election. What are your thoughts?
I told you yesterday morning, I said Democrats need to chill out and relax. It's not going to be as bad as people think. Now, we're going to lose the House by about 20 votes or 20 seats, which isn't bad. In 2010, talking about the red wave, Barack Obama lost 63 seats. You still have a very slim chance. There's about a batch of votes, about 100,000 votes out there in Georgia still left to count. So there's a slim chance that Raphael Warnock can win, but all the prognosticators look like it's going to a runoff. So you'll have a few more months of that. And then there's a bunch of mail left in Clark County, which we talked about Clark County yesterday morning. Clark County is Las Vegas, Nevada, to determine whether or not Cortez Masto wins Masto Cortez wins in Nevada. So all in all, man, it was a really, really good night for Dems. It wasn't a red tsunami like anybody thought. They still have a good chance to keep the Senate. Shout out to Tony Evers in Wisconsin. The governor kept his seat. Big Gretch, as we call her, Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan, kept her seat. Shapiro, there's a new governor in Pennsylvania. And shout out to Westmore, my black brother in Maryland. He becomes one of the, I believe, if I'm right, he's the second he's the third black governor elected since Reconstruction. So shout out to Westmore.
Bakari, I got a question for you. So if your prognostication proves correct and the Republicans take a slight edge in the House, what does that mean for the next couple of years in terms of all the craziness they have threatened to do?
Well, they're going to be crazy, and a lot of the craziness means that they're going to do things like impeach or try to impeach Joe Biden, try to impeach members of his cabinet. They're going to investigate Hunter Biden. But with the margins so tight, there may be enough sane Republicans to offset that. So they're going to try to be crazy. But I don't know if you all remember the young lady from Colorado. She was right there with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Her name was Lauren Boebert. Well, she got beat last night. She lost last night. So she
did lose. Okay.
She lost last night. So, all in all, it's going to be a little crazy, a mixed bag, but you can't count out voters, and the polls were wrong.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you this, Bakari. So it's not Trump's party anymore because that's a big loss for Trump in the momentum that he thought that he had. And then, to have the gentleman to concede the election in the speech that he gave in Ohio. What does all that say to you? Is this party now belong to Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida?
Well, I'm not sure Ron DeSantis is ready for the big national spotlight, but Ron DeSantis did beat Charlie Crist like he stole something last night. And he actually won Hispanic counties. What he did in Florida last night was just amazing to see. Now, that was the red wave. He won by 20 points in Florida. Remember, Andrew Gillum only lost to Ron DeSantis by 33,000 votes. 33,000 votes is the size of Potter's house. I mean, that's Newburgh. That's a black church. That's how close that race was in 2018. And, Ron DeSantis won by 1.5 million. So is it Trump's party? It's going to be hard to pry it away from him. But the Republicans have to do some introspection, so we'll see.
Yeah, wow. Bakari, I have a question about something else, and I was actually today years old when I found out that slavery was still legal in some states. And a lot of folks are talking about Tennessee, where voters officially banned all forms of slavery in the state in 2022.
You want to know the wild thing about that? I'm glad you brought that up. And 318,000 people in Tennessee voted against banning slavery. So,
what?
Wow.
I'm not shocked, though. I'm not shocked.
Wow.
At all.
Although 80% voted to ban it, I believe it was about 1.2 million people voted to ban it. 300,000 people in Tennessee that vote, not 30,000, not 300, but 300,000 people voted against banning slavery. So, look, it's 2022, but But
that's crazy because when you start getting north of Nashville and up in the Knoxville area, oh yeah, it could be real weird and
it's like that in a lot of the southern states, though, Rick. It's like that in Alabama, Georgia.
I had no idea.
You go 30 miles outside of Atlanta, it's in the heat of the night.
Well,
yeah, and all the people that voted for that, their teeth look like they've been in a meth lab.
You know what, Ricky?
Chiclets.
That's what I'm telling you that you're wrong, though, Ricky. That's what I'm going to tell you that you're wrong, because what we don't realize is that a lot of those people who voted for that, those people are bankers. They teach your kids. They are physicians' assistants.
Yeah.
These people ain't just hicks that sit in their grandmama's basement with Cheerios on their stomach. These are people who are part of systems we deal with every day. That's the problem with racism in this country.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to ask a question to piggyback off of what Ricky was saying about Trump's influence, because we saw a lot of the candidates that he endorsed losing races. What do you think about his influence moving forward?
Man, look, I'm so happy that he endorsed people like Blake Masters and Budak in New Hampshire, Souter Dixon in Michigan, because they were extremely weak candidates. I mean, he also endorsed Herschel Walker. We shall see how that plays out. But they were extremely weak candidates, and he's the reason that last night was not a red wave or red tsunami, because all the other indicators, Democrats were running against inflation, they were running against crime, they were running against midterm history, and they still came out really, really well. And the reason they came out well is because of Donald Trump. And
Bakari.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I had an ADD moment. Bakari. So, the presidential, the next, because about to turn their focus on the next presidential election. Trump said that he had an announcement in a couple of days or today or something. He's going to make an announcement. I don't know if he's going to announce to run or whatever, but Trump versus Ron DeSantis and who looks really, really exciting on the Democrat side? What do you think the matchup is looking like for the next presidential election? And will Joe Biden run again? That's a 5-part question. I'm sorry.
Right now, it looks you asked that's a lot of questions. Right now, it looks like it's going to be Trump versus Biden, and you're going to have two old men with tennis balls on their walkers getting on the debate stage and trying.
So you don't think nobody should primary Joe Biden by him being older? Or that come off as disrespectful?
It's a balance, but you're not going to win. It's going to be, I believe that Joe Biden, if it is Donald Trump, deserves the right to run against Donald Trump. I think he can beat him. If it's Ron DeSantis, then that question is in the air, and we have some very talented people. You got Amy Klobuchar, you got Sherrod Brown, you got Kamala Harris, you got, if Raphael Warnock wins in Georgia, you got Raphael Warnock, you got Wes Moore. I mean, you got a lot of good quality people who can run. I just want to celebrate yesterday and get Raphael over this hump, celebrate Christmas to the New Year, and then we can probably talk about it there.
Okay. But, well, one thing about it, we will have you to talk about it, too, because we really appreciate all of the information and the insight. Hey, listen, let everybody know how you can be reaching. How can they follow you, Bakari?
Man, today we on from 12 to 4 again on CNN, but find me at Bakari_Sellers on Twitter and Bakari Sellers on Instagram.
Hey, Bakari, thank you, man.
Love y'all. Thank y'all.
Hey, love you too, man. Y'all give it up on Bakari Sellers.